r/obsessive love is, in the community's own words, a subreddit dedicated to yandere content as well as a place meant to serve as a safe haven for the tamest and most extreme yanderes out there. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the term yandere, Urban Dictionary defines it as someone who is clingy and jealous to their most pathological extremes, leading to criminal acts such as stalking, kidnapping, maiming, or murder of you and or their perceived rivals for your love. Now, because this community is on Reddit, obviously nobody's allowed to talk about illegal stuff like murdering or abusing people. However, the rules and moderation on this subreddit are much looser than a lot of the website, so people can get up to some pretty disturbing shit like this first post. Tips for not stalking your person, which at first lists some tips on cyber stalking, like keep post notifications on for everything, save or bookmark every post they make, snap maps, make a spam bot account to follow every account they follow and message the stalkee in hopes that the stalkee will possibly communicate with the spam bot account thinking it's just a bot, follow their friends and family, follow their work accounts, zoom in on all their posts so you can find the items that they use, like a perfume or a cologne, so you can spray it and think of them, follow the new people that they follow, find their email address, if they have tattoos, follow their local tattoo artists, know their address, more tips for finding their social media, and then it gets into some in-person stalking strategies. Which I'm not going to get into too much detail about. You can read the words on the screen, but it feels weird to read them out loud. These are IRL stalking tips, and it brings back that whole legality thing, because in-person stalking, as far as I know, is illegal, and obviously you can exist in a sort of legal gray area, but I don't think there's any moral gray area to stalking. It ruins lives all the time. And reading this post and some of the others we'll get into really solidified for me that this subreddit is not a place for, like, people who love a little bit too hard or quickly or intensely to talk about coping mechanisms or something like that. This is a place for obsessive people to talk to other obsessive people and gas each other up and create a positive feedback loop to the point where this behavior is just normalized, celebrated, validated in every way. I feel like this post and its comments will be a decent jumping off point. Anyone else collect info on their love? I have a file listing of all of her traits, age, sexuality, hobbies, place of work, etc. All known social media accounts and emails, every picture of her I have, and I write down all of our interactions in detail. Finding new information gives me an adrenaline rush like I've won something. I think I do this because I'm so fascinated by her. I want to reach into her mind and dig out everything I can find. I want to know her inside and out. I'd crawl inside her skin if I could. Someone replies, yeah, I definitely do this. It's how I feel close to him when we're so far apart. I have a whole notes page dedicated to things I know about him. OP replies he's lucky to have you, and this commenter responds, I wish he had me, but no, he even rejected just being friends. OP replies, I know that feeling. Hope that one day you can convince him otherwise. Until then, we always have fantasy. They can't run away in fantasy, lol. Got a good point there. So this is pretty much exactly what I was talking about before. Like, this person has been rejected from even being friends with this person, and yet they are being advised that one day they can possibly convince him otherwise, and until then, they should just live in the fantasy of them being together but just happening to be far apart. Like, I cannot emphasize how deeply fucking unhealthy this is. Now, I didn't really know how to bring this up, so I'm just kind of shoehorning it in here, but obviously anime is a major influence on this community, and it seems like instead of, viewing yandere-centric anime as a cautionary tale of what not to do, they see it as more of a framework of what a truly dedicated obsessive person should do, and try and, hold themselves up to those standards, and it permeates throughout the subreddit. So here we've got a page out of somebody's notebook with some like angry feelings on the left and loving feelings on the right. The left side says, "I will hurt someone for you. I'm the only one who can love you so deeply and purely. I should be everything you need. You will always be mine and only mine. You shouldn't want anyone else. Don't talk to anyone else. I'm trying to protect you. Only I can give you what you need." And on the right, we even have some other concerning things like, "I want to overdose on you," and "let me smother you with my love." And I'm not trying to like read too deeply into this, but maybe I am, who knows. It just feels like it's setting up for a borderline abusive relationship. Maybe not even borderline, maybe I'm like holding myself back too much, but it just, the anime aesthetic, it all being cute, it seems like it's trying to make being a horrible partner quirky and cute in some way. This post is titled "Stakeout Outside Her House." I didn't post about this here, but I bought my therapist a bunch of flowers to be delivered to her door. The stakeout actually went well. To be honest, I was sort of nervous. I don't think she knows what kind of car I drive, but I was worried she may have seen me pull up to our sessions one time. I stayed slouched and wore sunglasses just in case she caught a glimpse of me. She doesn't work on Saturdays, and from what I've seen, she usually only goes on trips every few weeks or so. I calculated the perfect time to get them to her, hooray me. I tracked the delivery and waited for a bit, just admiring her house. She never closes the first floor curtains, and there's a little statue by the window. I'm not sure what it is. It looked like one of those heavy wood carvings where you just can't tell where the feet end and the head begins. Isn't it crazy how much you can assume about someone just by observing how they live? Her garden is full but neat. All native plants, biodiverse, all that shit. You can tell she cares, but not too much. Not enough to strip the lawn bare, just so it looks pristine to people walking by. I can totally see her sat by the window with a book, basking in the sun. When I saw the truck pull up, I almost screamed, I was so excited. I did hyperventilate a little when I watched the delivery guy walk up the steps. The box was so pretty, I don't regret paying extra for the gift wrapping. When she opened the door, she looked confused, but she took the package. I only saw her for a split second, but it's good knowing that she got them. Her cat was by her feet. His name is Mowgli. She posts about him on Instagram a lot. How stupid is that? Posting your personal life when your job is literally to deal with unstable people. I guess a cat isn't really personal though, is it? I don't know. Cute cat though. Very her. She's exactly the kind of person to have a cat. So, yeah, happy days. It was great seeing her. She looked radiant as usual. I hope she liked the flowers, but I'm not sure that's what I actually want. I want to be doing this for good reasons, but I think I'm lying to myself. I like the thought of her knowing that someone is watching her, knowing that someone is infatuated with her, but not knowing who. I just need her to see that I see her. Keep her on her toes, you know? That's all. And for this post, the comments actually are a little bit more diverse. There are people saying it's adorable, this is such a lovely thing to do, but other people saying they would not feel good if they were stalked, somebody calling them a psychopath, but then people in the community saying, "You are literally on an obsessive love sub. Shut up for the sake of everyone, LMAO." And I think that this kind of sets up how I feel about this post and just more of my feelings about this subreddit in general. It is one thing to have an obsessive nature to you. Like maybe you have a mental illness or maybe your personality type leans towards being obsessive. That is one thing, having that base level of obsession. It's another thing to post about stalking someone because of your obsession and get support for that. Like this subreddit just almost exists exclusively to escalate people's obsession to the point where it will get unhealthy and dangerous. Like, I'm not gonna fault anybody for having an obsessive nature and like working on it or whatever, but this sort of shit is so fucking like dangerous for the young people on this subreddit or anybody who is coming to this place to find a home. Like, I actually started to feel sick in my stomach when I got to the end of reading this post. Going around the subreddit, I started to wonder if maybe it's just because some of these people have never been in a relationship before and all their relationship knowledge comes from like really bad anime or something like that. But this is an example of somebody who is in a relationship and these are texts from their boyfriend. We start off pretty tamely with a full page of "I love you, baby" copied and pasted over and over again. Maybe typed out, but I'm gonna guess they went the lazy route and copy and pasted. The next text is the boyfriend trying to call this person, and then him saying he's going to do something very bad to himself because she didn't answer. They say, "Legit block every girl on my Snap, or as much as you can. We can cuddle while you block people on my Snap. You're just, like, different from people in the best way. It's just been that ever since you did that, like, I've been obsessed with you. Like, every second after you first asked. I'm being dead ass, like, I've been obsessed with you ever since you first talked to me when you asked if I was okay in class. I didn't believe in love at first sight, but, like, genuinely, ever since then you've just been my everything. Why aren't you used to people genuinely liking you, by the way? You're legit so perfect I couldn't imagine talking to you and not immediately falling for you." Apparently the boyfriend's messages weren't sending, and so they send all these messages. They won't send. I don't want you to think I'm ignoring you. No, God, why? Why, God, please? No. My messages aren't fucking sending. Oh my fucking God. Send. I want to talk to her. Ah, please, baby, please. I'm trying. Send. And then he says he's going to end his own life. We should get married and, like, make a blood pact and just never leave each other. Like, ever, 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 ever. Like, no, we are staying together forever. No matter what, I need you, baby. Fuck other people, only need you. He says, "I'll legit brutally murder any girl that thinks of me in an attracted way." And the OP responds, "Good, no girl is allowed to look at you ever." And the responses from the community are, "So cute, wish you both the best. That's so cute, oh my God, breaks phone." Somebody just says, "Dying." And, like, I understand that a couple of the things that were said might be, like, normal honeymoon phase stuff, but the rest of it just feels like it's about to be used in a fucking court case or something. Like, dude, those do not seem like something you post and be like, "Look how happy my relationship is. This is awesome." Like, anybody who's been in a relationship and maybe had similar topics being discussed like that, how did it end up for you? Like, did it end happily and you were just together forever, or did it crash and burn horribly because of some ridiculous obsession? And it's just really concerning that this is posted on the subreddit and people are seeing it and fantasizing about that being their relationship having an experience. Like, they are hoping that this is a possibility for them, even though, one, it wouldn't even be a good thing to be in a relationship like this, and two, it's probably going to be pretty rare to find another insanely obsessive person like that, and if you do, it's going to be bad. Oh my God, this is fucking insane, dude. Here's another person that's in a relationship. "Let me count the ways I love you. It's been exactly 6 months since my sweetheart and I have started our relationship. They've been so very understanding of me even when I haven't deserved it. They've given me their hair, fingernail clippings, even blood from when they accidentally cut themselves. I have all of it safely stored in a box to look at and treasure. I've smelled their clothes to try and memorize their scent. Why do yandere characters always seem to have a supernatural sense of smell when it comes to their darling, anime face? We spend practically all of our time together and I love cuddling with them. We've had our fair share of rough moments too. Even though they are so sweet and would never look at another person in a longing way at all, I still get jealous. I'm insecure. Just the other day, I thought they abandoned me. I sent them so many texts and I tried calling them. I hurt myself even. It turned out the phone was out of service. We both have crappy phones. I felt so stupid and ashamed afterwards. But they held me and hugged me and told me that they loved me and would never leave me, and I apologized for being mean. I thought they had betrayed me and told them I loved them. We will be together forever and ever and ever. I will never let them go. We have our bad moments, but we have so many good moments, and we're growing together. I love them more than anything. Happy 6-month anniversary, my lovely swan." And there are only 3 replies on this post, but they're all overwhelmingly positive, saying this sounds like a good match. And once again, I have to bring up, like, the yandere characters thing. It's like these people literally think that they're living in anime, like they follow this blueprint so closely, and this just sounds horrendous. Like, 6 months together and this stuff is already happening, and you think it's fucking normal. Like, I don't know, I feel horrible for these people, but I also hate that they're posting this shit on the subreddit and that other people will use this as what they think a relationship can be and should be. This post is just titled, "Oh wow." I genuinely can't stop thinking about him kidnapping me. God, I want him to keep me safe and never let anyone else touch me. I hate it, but I just can't stop thinking about it. Him and I are in a Discord call watching YouTube together, and I can't even focus on the video because I can't stop thinking about it. I want him to be so worried about me and obsessed with me. I want him to watch me, and even when he's out, watch me on cameras to make sure I'm not going anywhere. I want him to mark me and squeeze me and just, heart emoji. I hate thinking about this when I know he's right here in the call, but I can't stop fantasizing. I want to be held captive and be obedient and dedicate my entire life to making him happy. I want to make him food and clean the house. I want to make sure he's always okay and happy. And at the end of every day he can come home to me because I won't and can't ever leave. I know these thoughts are only getting more intense to the point where I can't think of anything else because I ran out of my meds. With meds I can normally suppress it a bit more. At least I can take them though tonight, so maybe I'll be able to think about other things. This one just fucks me up, dude, because I feel like a situation like this, that's not all-encompassing and is just like a momentary roleplay or something like that, could be fine between consenting adults. But if you're actually, I know this person's already dating somebody, so hopefully that person's not an absolutely horrible monster, but if you're out there looking for someone like this that wants to kidnap you and control you and just be in charge of your entire life and never let you escape, you might end up running into some extremely bad people, and you might not end up enjoying that fantasy as much as you think you would. I really hope this person gets back on their medication because it's not good. I would like to know, do you think that people should hang out here? Do you think there's anything productive to this subreddit or maybe cathartic about it? I would like to see that perspective if anybody has it. If you want a quick palate cleanser, I just put out a 43-second non-obsessive emo song on my music channel. It'll be on the right side of the screen. If you're interested, feel free to click. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing super well, skating on to the best of your abilities, and drinking a lot of water. Please take care of yourself and the people around you, and I'll see you super soon.